So here, this join was not created by me. This was already available in the database and it is showing me here. So how this is going over here? So let me think. I do not want to have this join. Okay, I want to provide my own join here. Okay, even though the join is same. Okay, even though I am going to provide the same join, I do not want to use whatever the join is available in the database. Then what I need to do? At that time, while importing the metadata, we need to disable the foreign keys. Okay, if you are disabling the foreign keys, then at that time you will be able to see keys. But even though you are able to see the keys for the both tables, you will be not having any join between them. Okay, at that time we can provide manually. So even let us think, I do not even require the keys, only the columns I need, only the columns. Okay? Even keys I will decide. Okay, what column I want to make key, I can decide. Okay, so how to do that? For that, let me delete all these tables and let me import in the other manner. Okay, which is nothing but first time with the keys and without the keys. So here I'm going to import from the same connection pool. Okay, give a right click and say import metadata. So here it is connecting to Scott schema. So here if you observe, by default keys and foreign keys are also selected. I am unchecking foreign keys. Okay, foreign keys option I am unchecking. Click on next. So only keys option is checked. Okay, only keys option is checked. So now I am connecting to the Scott schema. In that I am selecting the tables which are required for me. I am selecting department table and employee table. So I can verify my tables here. Now click on finish. Now if you observe, in these tables we are having the keys. Okay, because we have enabled the keys. Okay, we have enabled the keys, but we did not enable the foreign key. Let me check the joins between them. Select the tables, right click, physical diagram, selected objects only. So here if you observe, I am not having any join between them. Okay, no join is available between these two tables. Okay, so but you are able to see the key. Okay, we are able to see the key icon that which is available in the database. So now let me delete this again. I do not even require the keys. Okay, at the time what we can do, at the time we can import by unchecking even the keys. Okay, directly if you uncheck the keys, even foreign keys also will be disabled. Okay, both will be disabled. So here it is up to whether you want to import with the keys or without the keys, but do not import with foreign keys. Okay, normally if you are having a small schema, okay, if the schema is small, you can import the foreign keys. Okay, but if you are having a big schema, then it is never recommended to import the foreign keys. Okay, if you are not importing the foreign keys, then who is going to provide that foreign keys now? We are only going to provide that foreign keys. Okay, so foreign keys will be mostly the equality operators. Okay, so now we have imported. Now if you observe, we are not able to see any key icon. Okay, no key icon for the department table, department number. Also in this also we are not able to see any key icon for employee number. Okay, for employee table, employee number is the primary key. So now if you give a right click and say view data, we are able to see the data, which means it is not affecting any connection. Okay, no connection is affected with these keys. Okay, so now here I am having department number. Okay, department number is a primary key. So what is a primary key here now? So primary key is a numeric number which is unique. Okay, so and it is a never repeated value. Okay, this value will be never repeated again. Okay, and also no null values in the department number. Okay, that is nothing but a primary key. So here every primary key will be having a corresponding foreign key. Okay, every primary key will have a corresponding foreign key in the other table. Okay, so here other table is nothing but employee table. In other table we are having many columns. So here foreign key, it is not mandatory to hold the same name. Okay, so here we are able to see department number. Okay, here we are able to see department number. So it does not mean that even my employee table should have department number column. Okay, even the department number can be available in another manner. Hello.
Okay.
So here it is not mandatory to have the same column name. Okay, so here as of now, if you observe, both are having the same column names. Okay, so let me join both the tables. So select the department table and employee table, give a right click and say physical diagram. So here only for selected tables means you can go in this manner, but let me think, in your real time you might be having around 30 or 40 tables here. At that time, if you want to select only the 3 or 4 tables, then in this manner you can select. But if you want all the tables, then directly you can give a right click on the schema object, which is nothing but Scott physical diagram, selected objects only. So now we got the two tables. One is the department table, the other is employee table. So here in department table, we are aware that department number is holding the primary key. Okay, it is a primary key, which means no duplicate data, no null data, no repeated values. So now how we are providing the join? So here we are providing the join which is called as foreign key. Okay, foreign key is a join which is created using equality operator. So to provide the join, we are having new join here. Okay, you are able to see only one join. It is not saying as foreign key join, it is not saying as complex join. Okay, only one join icon is available. So in 11G we are having only one icon here, whereas in the previous versions like in OBIEE 10G we were having two join icons here. Okay, one is foreign key join, other was complex join. Okay, at that time we were using foreign key join in physical layer, complex join in BMM layer. Okay, so that was the scenario in 10G, but in 11G only one join. Okay, which is nothing but new join, and the same new join will work as foreign key join in physical layer and complex join in BMM layer. Okay, the same join. Okay, so now click on this new join. My mouse pointer is changed into a different manner, which is nothing but the joins icon. Okay, so now from where to where I need to join. All of you please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. If you are having any doubt, unmute yourself. Okay, you will be able to see a green microphone option. Okay, so now let me think, I am joining from the employee table to department table. So why we need to first click on this employee table? Because this is the table which is at n number side. Okay, so we are having something called as relations. Okay, so what is the relation here? Whatever the column which is at n number side. Okay, so in department table we are having unique values. Okay, so relationship means it will be like this. So here the relationship can be 1 to n or 1 to 1 or n to 1 to n or n to 1, it may be almost the same, or n to n, which is nothing but many to many. So these type of relations, if they are available, they will be broken into this type of relations. Okay, so now as of now this type, okay, which is nothing but 1 to n. Okay, so this type of relation is available between the employee table and department table. Okay, so how we can say this type of relation is available? So at one side what we are having at one, okay, at one side we are having department number. Okay, which means the department table department number is holding 1. Okay, means only one time the value will be available, not a repeating value. Whereas in the employee table the same department number is repeated. Okay, so how many times it is repeated? So it can repeat one time, it can repeat 2 times, or else it can be never available at all. Okay, so which means 0 times. Okay, so here one time in department table and n number of times in employee table. Okay, so this is nothing but 1 to n relationship. Okay, 1 to n relationship. So now first I need to click on n number side table first, which is nothing but under this scenario it is employee table. Okay, so normally by seeing the data itself directly you can understand what is the n number side table. So let me show you that. So directly if we give a right click on the table and say view data, we are able to see department number. Okay, so here if you observe, I'm able to see department number is repeated. So if department number is repeated, it means that it is at n number. Okay, department number is at n number side. Whereas for DEPT table, department number is not repeated. Okay, which means it is at one number side. Okay. So now let me provide the join. So first click on the new join, then click on the fact table or n numbered side table. Okay, so normally it will be called as fact table because fact table will be at n numbered side. Okay, so fact table, it does not mean that it should be fact. Okay, so the condition is that it should be n number side. Okay, so now click on the n number side table, then leave it on the dimension table that which you want to join or one number side table. Okay, so here the same join icon came. Okay, the same join icon came. So even condition, if you observe, I'm able to see the same condition which was available in the previous import. Okay, which was nothing but the same condition which was available previously. Okay, we did not create that join. Okay, even though we did not create that join, it came automatically. Okay, so the join came automatically, but even the condition is coming automatically. Why the condition is coming automatically? So here already we have imported. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Randir, please mute yourself. Please mute. If you are having any doubt, you can unmute yourself. Okay. So now this join condition will come automatically if you are using keys. Okay, while importing, if you are using keys, the tool is having the intelligence to take the key columns for join. Okay, to take the key column for join, but I did not took any key column, right? I did not took any key column. Even though I did not took any key column, it is showing the correct join, which means in the previous time when I have imported, I have used the key columns. Okay, based on that, it is directly taking the join condition. But first time how it will be missed? So let me think. In this manner, I am having like department table, department name is equal to employee table, employee number, like this. So which is nothing but this is not the proper join. Under this scenario, what we need to do? We need to provide manually. So how we need to provide? So in the department table, we are taking department number column, and in the employee table, we are taking again department number column, which means this is the join that which we are providing now. So let me copy this join. Okay, so this is the join. So now if I click on OK, as of now, if you observe, there is no key icon for the department table. Okay, in department table, it is not showing any key icon. So if I click on OK and if I save the RPD, I'm not checking in the changes now, because checking in the changes should be done only after creating all the three layers. Okay, after creating the three layers. So I'm clicking on no. Now if I close this physical diagram, so here you are able to see physical diagram. Okay, so if I close the physical diagram, and if I expand the department table now, I'm having a key icon for department number. Okay, so which is nothing but it is treated as primary key now. Okay, so as we have provided the join manually, it is treated as primary key. Whereas in employee table, we join to department number table. Okay, department number column. So department number, it is not having any it is not showing like any foreign key, because it is foreign key is not having any icon here. Okay. So in employee table, the primary key is employee number. Okay, employee number is the primary key. So even though we are not worried about the employee table, employee number. Okay, so now we have provided the join. What is the join type? So here the join that which we provided is equality join. Okay, which is called as foreign key join. So now after providing the joins, it means that almost your work is done. Okay, so here what we have done is we have created the joins for physical tables. Okay, for physical tables we have created the joins, but in the real time you might be creating the joins for alias tables. Okay, alias tables you can provide the join. So here it is always a best practice to create alias for all the tables and then provide the joins for them. Okay, so instead of providing the joins for physical tables, Even though you are working with the physical table or you are working with the alias table, it is similar manner. Okay, so there is no difference at all. Okay, now my basic physical layer creation is done. Okay, my basic physical layer creation is done. Now let me create the business model. So here, if I want to create my business model in a fast manner, then directly I can drag this object. So it is going to get even the tables and also the columns under them. Okay, and also the columns under them. So here, if you clearly observe, for each table I am able to see a folder. Okay, and under each folder again there is a new object which is called as LTS. Okay, which is called as LTS. And even if you observe, the icons for table are in a different manner. For department table we are able to see different icon. For employee table we are able to see different icon. So here a hash in the BMM layer indicates fact table. Okay, hash in the BMM layer indicates fact table. So we are aware that employee table is a fact table here. Okay, so because it is having a hash. Okay, so but here I do not want to go with this method. Okay, so I want to go with manual creation method. Okay, so now how we need to go manually means, so here first we need to have a business model. Okay, so to create a business model, give a right click in the empty BMM layer and say new business model. So provide the name of the business model. So here I am providing the name as BMM. So you can provide any name. So now you are able to see a stop icon. A stop icon here indicates it is disabled. So even if I try to enable it and if I check in the changes, automatically it will be converted. Okay, automatically it will be converted into. So here it is saying that it is not consistent. Okay, which means this whatever the work that which you are creating, it is not up to mark. When we need to check the consistency, we need to check the consistency after creating all the 3 layers. But I am still in the second layer only. So click on yes. Now if you observe, it is showing error. Okay, error. And what is the error? The error is saying that the business model is not having any corresponding subject area. So subject area means we are already aware of what is subject area. Subject area means an object which is available in the presentation area and also which can be seen in the answers so that we can select the columns. Okay, so let me provide the metadata for this business model. Okay, so here I need to first create the tables. Here I am having 2 tables like department table and employee table. So 2 tables I am having here. So here it is not mandatory to create 2 tables. Okay, but a business model should have minimum 2 tables. Okay, minimum 2 tables should be available in a business model. Okay, so that a RPD can be consistent. So here if you are having more than 2 tables, so let us think we are having 10 tables here. If you are having 10 tables, it is not mandatory to use all the 10 tables in the business model. It is up to you whether you want to use 2 tables or 3 tables. But minimum you need to have 2 tables here. Okay, so here 2 tables means, let me go with employee and department table. So here to create the table, give a right click on the business model, say new object, and here we are creating logical table. So here I am providing the name as employee. Even the name is not mandatory to be the same which is available here. Okay, so if you observe, even now I got the same folder that which was available, but if you observe, I am not having any folder. Okay, any folder contents here. Okay, so in the previous case I was having a folder. Under the folder we were having a new object which was called LTS, and under that LTS we were having columns, but here we are trying to create manually, so only the table name we are having. Okay, only the table name. So let me create the other table, new object, department, okay, so 2 tables are available. So both are having a hash icon, which means both are fact tables. So here I cannot even join these tables because no column is existing in department, no column is existing in employee. Okay, so even if you want, you can check it in
What's
this
a
manner.
fact table, Rajesh?
Here,
What is a fact table?
what is a fact table means a table which is joined with a primary key table, which is nothing but the dimension table here. Okay. Okay, so normally in the business, the fact table will be holding the measure column. Okay, measure columns or a table which is holding the foreign key column. Okay.
Okay.
So here I cannot join both these tables because there are no columns. Okay. Without a column we cannot create any join. So already we are aware of foreign key join. Okay. So what join we are providing here? In the BMM layer, we are providing logical join. Okay, logical join. So if I give a right click and say business model diagram, it is grayed out. Okay, it is not allowing me to select the business model diagram. The reason is I'm not having any column in these tables. Okay, no columns are available. So no columns in department, no columns in employee. So now I need to provide the columns manually. Okay, so I'm providing the column from the department table. Okay, the department of physical table, I'm taking the columns. So here it is not mandatory to take all columns again. Okay, whatever the columns which are required for the business, I'm taking them. But the key column is mandatory. Okay, the key column is mandatory. Except the key column, other columns are not mandatory. Okay, so let me select 3 columns, drag and drop onto the department logical table. Okay, so this is called as logical tables. Okay, the tables which are available in the middle layer are called as logical tables, whereas the tables which are available in the physical layer are called as physical tables. Okay, which means this is physical table, this is physical table, and the columns are called as physical columns. Okay, which means these columns are called as physical columns. Okay, whereas the tables in the middle layer are called as logical tables, means this is a logical table and this is a logical table, and these columns are called as logical columns. So here I have provided columns for department table. I did not provide any column for the employee table. So here let me provide the columns from here. Select the columns, drag and drop onto the logical table. So even here we got the columns. Now we are able to see a folder. What is this source folder now? If you expand the source folder, it is going to show a LTS. Okay, so this is called as LTS. So what is LTS? LTS stands for logical table source. Logical table source, which means it is a source. Okay, it is a source for a logical table. Okay, it is a source of a logical table. Okay, so this is a logical table we are aware of, which means for this department logical table, this is the source, which means this is providing the data. Okay, this is providing the metadata, which means here the columns. So now how we can see? Okay, so here we are using a different name. Okay, we are aware that department is mapped with this department. Okay, so let me think I am renaming this LTS to some other name. Okay, so even you can rename the LTS. Okay, so let me think I am renaming. I'm providing department DEPT underscore LTS. Okay, so I'm renaming it. So now I've renamed this, right? So by seeing the name, I cannot say that this is mapping to the department table. Okay, it can map to even some other table. So now how I can verify whether this LTS is pointing to this department table or employee table or any other table? That information, if you double click on the LTS, here you are able to see map to these tables. Okay, which means this LTS is mapped with ORCL database Scott schema department table. Okay, so that is the source of this LTS. Okay, so if you observe, we are having the columns. Okay, so how these columns are getting the metadata from which table? These columns are getting the metadata from the department physical table, right? Even this information also will be available in the LTS. Okay, in the LTS. So where we can see means double click on the LTS and click on the second tab, which is column mapping. Okay, column mapping. So here we are able to see logical column. Okay, logical column means the columns which are available in the middle layer, which is nothing but the BMM layer or logical layer, and physical table means the first layer tables. Okay, so here the logical column LOC, which is nothing but location, which means these column. Okay, so this column is mapped with the department physical table location. Okay, which means this physical column, okay, which is location, is giving the data to this logical column location. Okay, so here you are able to see even the expression. Okay, so this expression is related to the physical table columns. Okay, so this expression is related to physical table, which means the department table location is giving the data to logical column location. Okay, so let me close this. Okay, so here even we are having one more LTS for the employee table. Okay, so if you want, you can rename this, or else you can keep it as it is. Okay, so either ways it is not going to affect the business. Okay, so I'm providing LTS, okay, as an extension. So if I double click on this, I'll be able to see the column mapping between the physical table columns and the logical table columns. Okay, which is nothing but the salary column, which is available in the BMM layer, is getting the data from the physical table, which is employee, and the expression is salary, which means from the employee table salary column you are getting the data into this salary logical column. Okay, so now we are having two tables here. Okay, so two tables are called as fact tables. Okay, so here a hash in the physical layer, a hash in the BMM layer indicates fact table. Okay, so in OBIEE 10G, fact table was indicated with the other icon, which is like a yellow color table. Okay, a yellow color table, and dimension table was in this manner only. Okay, the similar manner, but fact table was in yellow. But here in 11G we are seeing it in a hash. Okay, with a hash symbol. But here, if both are facts, it is not possible to create queries on two fact tables. Okay, so if you want to create a query, then you need to have minimum one dimension table. Okay, minimum one dimension table, but there is no dimension table here as of now. So here, how I can make this table as dimension table now? So here, to make the table as dimension, we need to provide logical joins. Okay, so in the BMM layer we need to provide logical joins. So why we need to provide the logical joins first? Already we provided the foreign key joins here. The foreign key joins are provided here. Then why we need to provide the logical joins? So here the logical joins are used for the reporting end. Okay, for the reporting end they are going to be used. Okay, so which means whatever the joins that which we are going to create in the BMM layer, the joins will be used by the presentation server, which means if you create a report using the browser will take the metadata from presentation layer. Okay, which means from here, and the presentation layer will be calculating or creating a query, okay, which is called as logical query. So here we are having some queries. Which is called as logical query or logical request. Okay, so now the name itself, it is indicating logical query. Okay, which means the query which is created using logical objects. Okay, which means this one. Okay, so these are the logical objects. We are having one more query which is called as physical query, or even you can call request, or it is called as native SQL statement or physical SQL. So here physical SQL means it is created using the physical layer. The name itself it is indicating physical, which means physical layer we are going to use. Okay, so in physical layer what we are having? We are having foreign keys. Okay, using the foreign keys. Okay, using the foreign keys. Okay, so this physical query will be filed on the database. Okay, so this is on the database, whereas this is not on the database. Okay, so this is on the RPD information. Okay, so this is on the RPD information. Okay, so which means whatever the metadata that which we are creating here, on that it is going to fire. Yeah, please let me know. I think someone is asking any doubt. Hello.
No, sir.
Okay.
Rajesh, one doubt.
Yeah, Srinivas, tell me.
Okay, like in the physical tables which you created and the business model mapping two tables you created. So instead of taking when you directly dragging and dropping into the BMM layer from physical layer to BMM layer,
Okay.
you manually created two tables. So
Yes.
is there any difference between directly dragging and creating
Yes.
manually? I think only avoiding a columns you are making it. Either is there any other difference?
Yes. Okay. So let me show you the other method. Okay. So in the previous scenario, what I've done, I've entirely dragged this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now if I
Right.
drag this, at that time what I have shown, at that time we saw that only employee table was having a fact icon, whereas department table is not having any icon, which means that is the dimension table. But here, when I created manually, both are having a hash icon, right?
Right.
Because as of now, no join is defined on this. Okay, as of now, no join is defined on this. Okay, so here, if you see this business model, here we are having again a join. Okay, again a join, and this diagram is called as business model diagram. Okay, business model diagram. If you double click on this join, here we are able to see logical join. Okay, we are aware of only one type of join, which is foreign key join. Okay, which is foreign key join. We did not see what is logical join. So logical join will be created in the BMM layer. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the join now. Okay, so here this logical join will be based on cardinality. Okay, which means relationships. Okay, it is not going to use any expression. Okay, no expression, which is nothing but not these things. Okay, it is going to use the relationships only. Okay, only the relationships. So due to that reasons, it is called as logical join. Okay.
So you mean to say, like, when you are pulling from physical tables to the BMM layer, it automatically gives you the based on the physical joins, whatever we created, it automatically picks and it creates as a logical join. Instead
Yes.
of doing automatically, we will be making as a manual. That's
Yes.
what I
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes, Srinivas, you are right. Okay. So if you drag it automatically, it will take even the joins automatically. But if you want to provide your own joins, then you need to create manually. Okay. And even
Got
that
it,
is the
thank
best practice. Okay.
you. Got it, thank you.
Okay. So now here we are having two fact tables. Okay. Ash means fact table, and here we are having two fact tables. So now if I want to join, I can select both the tables. Okay, so in previous scenario, I was not having the business model was not enabled. Now it is enabled. Now it is enabled, which means I can provide the join now. Okay, so click on selected tables only. And here I'm not able to fit my screen. So for that I can click on this, which is collapse all. So here we are having two tables, which is employee and department. So here I am using the same join icon. Okay, same join icon. Okay, so the same join icon that which we used in the physical layer for creating the foreign key joins. Okay, click on the new join and first click on the employee table and leave it on the department table. So here if you observe, it is showing the logical join. Okay, so if you want to change the join name, you can change the join name, but not the join type. Okay, join type cannot be changed, but the join name can be changed. Okay, you can provide any name here. And here we are not having any expression, which is nothing but the join condition is not available, because logical join will be working with cardinality. Okay, it will work with cardinality. Here you can go with the cardinality that which comes with the default. Okay, so by default it is going to show you a cardinality. Okay, so even at the time please make sure that whatever the n side table is available, which is nothing but the fact table, it should be at n number side, whereas the dimension table, the best practice is 0, 1. Okay, so this type it should be available, or else even you can go with 1 also, but the best practice is 0, 1. Okay, what are these things now? So here we are already aware that in department table, the department number is not repeated. Okay, it is not repeated. If it is repeated, how many times it is repeated? Let us think, it is repeating 2 times. Okay, if it is repeating 2 times, it means it is not a primary key. At that time, the cardinality will come to n. Okay, which means n to n relationship. So here cardinality, here it is nothing but how many times the value is repeated. Okay, if it is not repeating, it means 0. Oh, sorry, not 0. If it is not repeating, it means that you can treat it like only one time.
One.
Okay? Only one time. Okay, only one time. So why 0 is available? If 0 is nothing but that value is not existing. Okay, not existing in the department table. So let me think. In employee table, we are having a employee with department number 90. Okay, department number 90. The department number 90 is not existing in my department table. Let us think. Okay, under that scenario, we are going to use 0, 1. Okay, but even though you are providing 0, 1, you might be not getting any data based on that. Okay, on 0 you are not going to get the data. Okay, so 1 means in department table, department number column is available once, whereas here the same column, which is nothing but the department number column, will be available n number of times. Okay, n number of times, it can be 2 times or 3 times or 100 times. Okay, so based on this cardinality, the join will be created, which is nothing but logical join, and the logical join will be used for logical request or logical query. Okay, so now normally directly you can select the tables, give a join, click on OK. Okay, so you should only, the main consideration that which you need to take here is that it is not n to n. Okay, if you are seeing anything n to n, at that time you need to check. Okay, you need to try to bring this into 1 to n manner. Okay, 1 to n manner. Okay, in this. Okay, so let me click on OK. So now this is called as logical join. Let me save the RPD. I am not checking in the consistency because still I need to create the other layer, which is nothing but the presentation layer. So if you observe, now only employee table is having a hash. Okay, only employee table is having a hash. Okay, hash is nothing but the n number side table. Okay, n number side. Okay, so here n number side. Okay, for employee table you are able to see n number side, and also you are able to see a arrow. Okay, you are able to see a arrow on the other side of fact table or n number side. Okay, on the other side, whereas in OBIEE 10G it was in a different manner. Okay, in 10G only the view wise it was a little different. Okay, in 10G how it was means, on fact table we were having a crow's feet like icon. Okay, crow's feet means it was like this. So let us think, this is employee table and this is department table. This is in 10G, and here let me go with 11G. So this is employee table, employee table. This is department table. So here department table stands for the primary key table. Okay, which is nothing but the dimension table. Okay, so here OBIEE 11G. Okay, for OBIEE 11G this is the join, and this is for OBIEE 10G. The logics are same, only the icon will be different. Okay, in 11G how we are having the join? In 11G we are having a arrow pointed on the department table, right? So let me provide it. So which means in 11G we are having this manner. Okay, a arrow is available like this. Oh. So let me grey it out. So here a arrow is pointed towards the department table. Okay, so how this was available in 10G means in 10G, it was having a crow's feet. Okay, a crow's feet means 3 lines. Okay, 3 lines were available on the fact table. Okay, on the fact table we were having some 3 lines like thing. Okay, so in this manner we were having. So which means the join icon is different in 11G and 10G. Okay, the join is same. Okay, the same join condition, everything is same. Only this join icon is changed. Okay, in 11G we are having this thing, which is nothing but a arrow. We are able to see a arrow, whereas in 10G it was like this. Okay, so here even I will provide some material for this. There you will be able to see. Okay, I hope I am having that. Let me check it once.
Yeah, Rajesh.
Hello.
Rajesh?
Yeah, tell me. Hello.
Yeah, one question is there. Current your existing model, they're showing employee table is joined between department table, but it's not showing which column is joined.
So in logical table, it is the logic only cardinality. We are talking about cardinality. Okay, not the columns. Okay. So here logical join is not going to work with the columns. Okay.
Okay.
So here it is only the logic. Okay. So here no columns. Okay. So expression is not available for the logical join. Okay. So if you are using a column, it means that it is foreign key join. Okay. It is foreign key join. Okay. So logical join will work only with the logics. Okay, which is nothing but cardinality. Okay, or relationships. Okay, you can treat it as relationship. Okay, no columns. Okay, no columns are used here. Okay. So now here I'm having my business model. After creating the business model, I need to create the last layer, which is nothing but the presentation layer. Okay, so here, even here, as we have dragged, okay, already we are aware that we can create the business model directly by dragging, right? Even here also, you can directly drag the business model. Okay, so here I have dragged the business model into the presentation layer. Then it is creating a object. Okay, so this topmost object is called as subject area. Okay, so this is called as subject area, and under the subject area we are going to have presentation tables. Okay, so these are called as presentation tables, and under the tables we are having presentation columns. Okay, so these are called presentation columns. Okay, so now here if you drag automatically, then you are going to get all the columns. Okay, all the columns and all the tables. Okay, all the columns, all tables. So from here, if you want to delete, you can delete them. Okay, you can delete them. So even though you are deleting a column here, it does not mean that you are deleting a column here. Okay, so in the business model that column will stay. Okay, in the business model that columns will stay. So let me think, I'm having here job. Okay, so the job column is no longer available here in the presentation layer. I have deleted it because I do not want to show that column in the reporting environment. Okay, so here I'm having manager. Okay, so let me think, even manager I do not want to show in the reporting environment. Then I can directly give a right click and say delete. Okay, or else you can hold the delete button on your keyboard. Okay, so here one method is you can drag and drop. Other method is we can manually create. Okay, so how to create manually means, first give a right click and say new subject area and provide the name of the subject area. So here I'm providing the name as presentation underscore Scott. So here this presentation underscore Scott is mapped to what business model. Okay, so what is the business model name? It is BMM. Okay, so here we are able to see BMM is available. Now click on OK. So only the subject area we got. There are no tables under this subject area. Okay, as of now there are no tables. So now if you want, you can drag the table. Okay, so here I am dragging the department table. If I drag the table, automatically all the columns are coming. Okay, all the columns of the department table came. So here even I can create the madam current పోయిందా hey inverter not only the table will come, but also all the columns also will come. Okay, but even here also you can create the table manually. Okay, you can create the table manually. So let me create a presentation table. Okay, for that give a right click on the subject area and say new presentation table and provide the name. So here also you can provide any name. So here I am providing the name as employees. Okay, I am providing employees. Okay, so whereas here it is employee. Okay, so into this I can provide only the columns that which are required for me. So even here it is not mandatory to use all the columns. So this method and the previous method almost both will be same. Okay, no need to worry. Okay, so here if you observe, even in this also I can delete the columns that which are not required. Okay, okay, so like this you can select and delete. Okay, so now my all the three layers are created. Okay, the physical layer is created, the BMM layer is created, presentation layer is created. After creating all the three layers, we need to save the RPD. Okay, so if you are trying to save the RPD, it is saying, do you want to check the consistency? So what is the consistency now? So here consistency means in the syntax wise, which means in the RPD terminology syntax wise, whether all objects are configured correct or not. Okay, so that things it is going to check. Okay, if you click on yes, it is saying that business model BMM is consistent. Okay, it is not talking about presentation layer, it is not talking about physical layer. Always it will be talking about the business model only, which means the middle layer. So which means the BMM is the object which is available here. Okay, we have provided BMM, right, which is nothing but business model. If the business model, if it is consistent, then only we can use that RPD for reporting environment. Okay, then only we can use for reporting. If the business model is not consistent, then we cannot use that RPD for reporting. Okay, so now if I click on yes, automatically we are able to see a stop icon. Okay, a stop icon is available for the business model. That stop icon will vanish and we will be able to see a green icon. Okay, a green cube. So observe here, if I click on yes, automatically the stop icon went away and a green cube came. Okay, so green cube indicates the RPD is a good RPD with no errors or no best practices. Okay, so here it is saying that consistency checked fixed certain objects and there are no errors, no warnings or no best practices left to report. Okay, so now this RPD, whatever we have created, it will be available in the repository location. Okay, so that RPD we need to load. Okay, so here if you want to create a report, here, what we need to do is, first thing is that we need to load that RPD. Okay, we are having different tables here. Okay, but this RPD is not current RPD. Okay, so our RPD name is Sri_Scott. Okay, Sri_Scott is the RPD that which we are using now. We need to load this RPD into the server so that we can do reporting. Okay, so here we are able to see the RPD, right? Where is this RPD now? So this RPD name you can find by going to the configuration files. Okay, so in the first session I might have told that whatever the files that which were created here in the initial stages, there was an organization with the name NQS. Okay, so that company has built the files. Okay, NQS config, which is NQS stands for Invariant Systems Configuration File. Okay, if you open this NQS config file, we are able to see a repository section. Okay, under the repository section we are able to see the RPD name. Okay, RPD name is here. After star is equal to, what is the RPD name? It is 8am_sh_ba 0194. Okay, so this RPD is currently in the online mode, which means this RPD is used for reporting. Okay, so here do not confuse with the time. Okay, so this is other time. Okay, so this RPD is available for reporting. So whatever the RPD which is already available in the server, that RPD can be opened in online mode. Okay, if I click on open online, it is not providing any RPD selection. Okay, no RPD selection. Automatically it is going to provide only the RPD credentials.